Mr. Agarwala.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And good morning, good afternoon. I am between you and your lunch, and perhaps I'll not take too long. So what I want to talk about, we heard this morning Himanshu talking in principle how the e-commerce industry is going to shape up, right? We are looking at a growth which is going to be phenomenal in next 5 years or so, right? There are two important aspects which he talked about when we look at e-commerce or last mile logistics. One is people, that's that's the delivery boys who are actually your only profit center, right? They are the only guys who are making money for the last mile. Everybody else happens to be a cost to the company, right? The second important aspect is your customer satisfaction, is the customer convenience, right? One of the most important element of that is trust. Do we trust our people? Is the interaction that happens because the delivery boy, the last mile uh, people, they're also your brand ambassador in some way or the other, right? So what we are going to talk about is establishing trust for last mile logistics. We come from IT, we come from SAP, Yahoo, Google, Mu Sigma, and so on. We did a lot of investigations. We left our job. 8 months we spent understanding the situation in the country, the safety, and where small girls are getting molested, the behavior with the guy, the stranger is pretty bad. We met a lot of people from all different industries, different walk of life. What we found, everybody is reactive in nature, right? A guy on the road with a helmet is a guy who is not smart. The guy without the helmet is the smartest guy because he believes that something wrong that can happen will be happen only with somebody else and not with me, right? It's a reactive approach. I am ready to pay 2 lakh rupees for my heart attack and after recovery, but not 3,000 rupees for a preventive check, right? That's how we are. So we love problems. We are designed to love problems. What we also found is that we love to solve my problem, not everybody's problem. Now what happens is that somebody works with me, right? And something goes wrong, behavior, whatever, I throw the person out, right? But nothing is complained, nothing is shared, nobody is aware of that. The person becomes smarter. We had incidents with customers where a guy leaves the job in one branch or get fired and gets hired in another branch or another location, right? So we believe in garbage out because we believe everything would be okay, but we don't know that garbage out is equal to garbage in. Something will also come back to me, right? Perhaps the same person will come back to my own organization. We believe we know everything. We met a lot of people. We said that, are you doing something around safety? Are you really ensuring that the person hiring the right person? Yes, we know everything, right? And you know, assumption is basically creating all kinds of problems. And I believe when we are into an industry which is growing, when we are into an industry where we are interacting with end customer, there is much more than assumption that we have to look into, right? Some of the facts based on our analysis, based on the data, we verify, we profile almost 50,000 people a month, right? And this is the data. 30% of the profiles that we look into are fake, right? In the sense their identity is fake, their addresses are fake, they give you fake data whatsoever, but there is something that you cannot trust about that individual or for that matter, the entity that you work with as well, right? 90% issues are not reported. As I already said, that we believe in garbage out and then we don't report, right? Because who wants to take the hassle of going to the police or filing a complaint, because the cost and the time that is required to do that to save perhaps 5,000 bucks, nobody cares, right? One of our clients, we were talking, the guy ran away with a mobile phone and a bag, which put together was around 12,000 bucks. And I said, why don't you go and file FIR? Because that will help the whole industry and the person in question will not become smarter by the day, right? Because you know that I cannot get away by doing petty crimes. He said, no, because anyway, insurance is going to cover it, and moreover, the hassle of doing it is so big that I don't want to get time into that. Fair enough. We said we need to do something around that as well. 30% of the people are absconding, right, in your last mile, the people that you interact with, right? That's the average number. I'm not saying that it's happening with each one of you, but 30% of the people are absconding. Now, it's not necessarily the people who abscond bad intention, right? Just that you get the salary on 6th of the month, you leave on 7th because you don't want to come back and talk about that I want to leave and have a management discussion and blah, blah, blah. It's rather than just move on, right? But now he is leaving with a mobile and a bag. Keep that in mind. And he tells also 10 his friends that you can do that because it's very easy, and then 100 and then 1,000. And everybody actually starts doing that. The impact, when we talk about EBITDA, when we talk about cost, this is a huge cost. Keep that in mind, right? The other important aspect that we looked into is from the attrition, right? We believe that on an average, 75% of the people stay within the industry. They just move from one company to the other company, right? It's only 25% of the people who are coming from outside the industry, right? So if I'm an expert in delivery, I don't want to leave that job, even if I get another opportunity, right? I want to stay within that industry. Now, 75% of the people are common cross industries that you are all managing, right? They're just moving from one company to the other. Interestingly, you might know that that is happening because when you ask somebody, what was your last jobs, they will say something which is not relevant so that you cannot really track, right? But there are such cases. Now, why is that happening and why is that so important? Because the attrition is so very high. If I get $500 more, I jump from one company to the other company, right? Because 500 for a delivery boy, a lot of money. Believe me, it's not small money, right? And that's the jump that continues to happen. However, there are other issues with respect to the complicated way of payment, whether I know my bonus and blah, 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 blah. So just people don't like it, move on. One guy takes 10 people along as well. There are a lot of other issues that we identified along the way. Now, why all those are so very important and why for you it is important? When we spoke to the companies, right, the employers, the last mile logistics companies, or that for that matter, we work with facility, we work with logistics, we work with cab, we work with Ola, we work with multiple different industries, right? We asked them the question that what are your challenges? One of the challenges is, of course, theft, which is very relevant for logistics companies because the guy going with the goods could vanish in thin air. But at the same time, it's a brand question as well, right? What is the impact on your brand? Recently, a week back, there was an incident. I'm not sure if you had a chance to read about it, but there's a guy who goes to a lady's house. The lady is alone at home. He is taking a burger to deliver from McDonald's, and then unfortunately asks for a sexual favor. And then she immediately files a complaint, and the guy is behind the bars. The company is in a bad situation as well because of not being proactive in ensuring safety of the customers, right? So customer safety is so very important, brand is so very important. There are multiple aspects that we have to take care of. So trust, we all make assumptions, fair enough. I think we meet here, we believe everybody is right, everybody is here with a bomb. I mean, I was coming inside the security check when a guy was coming in the car, they were checking the bags, but if you are walking in, they're not checking. So the trust is that if you're walking, you cannot afford to carry a bomb, for example, right? So trust, but still verify. It's very important to check that the guy who is coming in is absolutely trustworthy, right? Taking a risk makes no sense. So what we do, so since we come from technology, right, we are all, I mean, my partner comes from Mu Sigma and data analytics expert. Lalitesh is the creator of Google Maps. We all believe that creating a solution where we can profile people or entities for that matter from a 360-degree point of view, which includes a personal, professional, social profile in a continuous basis, right? That you know that every interaction is safe. The interesting aspect is that the guy who is working for your company might be working for a company part-time as well, right? There are a guy, I just hired a driver from a company to drive you, and the driver is actually working for a logistics company. While going home, he also drives part-time, makes some extra buck, right? But the point is that we don't have that visibility. So what happens somewhere else we have no clue. And what is the impact of that on our trust and safety is not known to us, right? We take, again, by assumption only. So we make a 360 profile. We look into all the aspects. We ensure that you have the right information when you are making a decision on having a person or a company with you. What is also important is that now we talked about the risks attached with the guy to the company, but keep in mind that out of 100, only 5 are rogue elements. 95 are good people. 95 people are absolutely trustworthy. But the question is we don't know who are those 95, and hence we do all this exercise, right? But then we cannot penalize those 95 people. We have to ensure they get their due, right? So we also work on a concept called trust score. We give the people a trust score. They can, for example, if they are there, they want an unsecured loan of $10,000. Today, it's not possible. We allow that to happen. If somebody wants an insurance, we allow that to happen, and so on and so forth, right? Health and so on and so forth. So it's very important that while taking care of the safety of the organization, of the customer, we also take care of the safety of that individual. If he by chance meets with an accident on the road while delivering, which is the nearest ambulance, we have no clue, right? We figure that out for you. Right? So there are multiple aspects that we look into from a profiling. So we also do a health profile if there is an emergency, which is the blood group that it needs. Might be we know, might be we don't know today, right? So those are the things which are very, very critical. So what we do, as I say, we use a lot of technology. We have integration with government systems, we have integration with courts, criminals, social, and we allow you to basically connect with our platform through API, through portals, through mobile apps, and so on and so forth, and seek or feed data into the system, right? And we connect back with all the other systems. We take the pain of ensuring that you are safe all the time, right? So this is how we do. There's a lot of analytics. There are a lot of, I didn't want to do a long presentation. I was allowed only 1 hour today. No, I'm sorry, the 10 minutes. So what we have is we'll share the details, so you will have a chance to go through that. This is how the applications look like. We have analytics. We ensure that you get a perspective. There are decision analytics that if you are hiring somebody, you feed the data, mobile number or biometric or something, you get the feedback immediately, right? One of the challenges which is there in the industry that we realize is that if you want to do profiling of somebody, it takes 30 days. And the demand is so very high that if you don't hire the person today, the guys gets hired by somebody sitting in this room itself, right? How the demand is, fortunately. And now if you don't have a mechanism that works that fast, it's of no use. So we try to make it as fast as possible. So it's near real time to a few hours where you get the complete profile with a lot of analytics built into it. We work with a lot of customers ranging from facility, logistics, security. Largely we focus on blue and gray collar. In addition, we're also working with a lot of delivery companies. So I invite all of you to be part of, we call it LogiSafe. It's a logistic safety. If we are all part of that ecosystem, it will hugely benefit all our last mile delivery organizations. What we already found is that 3% of the people who are getting hired within our partner network, they are the repeat, basically means they are from one of the existing. When we are more and more into the game, the more and more the outcome would be, the better and better for the industry it would be, right? So that's what we do. That's our team largely, the key people, the management team involved. As I said, that we come largely from technology, but we have a lot of experience in terms of feet on street. There are a lot of effort which is required there as well, so we put that together. Stay safe. People talk about stay healthy, stay happy. We believe stay safe, stay happy as well. Thank you so much.
When you say you are a verifying agency, are there any chances of manipulation through your agency? I mean, when you say that even after a recruit is going through your agency and he's being recruited, still there are chances of a guy running away with a mobile?
Could be. So we cannot predict that the guy will, the behavior, how the behavior would be. But what we can do is that we can protect next time onwards, right? So the problem that we see is the fear of God is not there. The fear that by doing petty crime, I will be caught, will be punished, that's not there today. And that is where the challenge is.